Somebody earlier had called in and asked if Darren Wilson had been tested for drugs. Shane has been, as we've been going through the program, has been going through the all the information that the prosecutor released, and we found his drug test. And yes, he was tested for drugs. He tested negative for cocaine, amphetamines, marijuana, opiates, and phencyclidine, PCP, I think that is. But he tested very, very high for creatinine. In fact, it was 331 was the count. Very, very high. I believe that's something that is banned in like Olympic sports and things. It's used by bodybuilders. I could be wrong though, but Jesse Ventura might know, and he also might know a lot about a lot of other things as well. I've got a bunch of questions for him. Jesse Ventura, the former governor of Minnesota, the host of Ora TV's new online political talk show, Off the Grid. That's ora.tv/off the grid. Governor Ventura, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Tom. Great to be here. If I could back up a little, I want to back you up that, I live half the year off the grid down in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
And I want to tell you that the thing on dual languages, more intelligence, is absolutely true because I'm very fluent in both English and slang.
There you go. For people who not everybody hears our newscast, so that's a story that was in our newscast during the break at the top of the hour. Some stations insert their own. I'm curious.
Actually, Tom, let me add, my dog takes orders fluently in German, French, and English.
Very good. He's probably responding to tone of voice, right? I'm curious. We originally booked you to talk about legalizing pot and about the 2016 elections, and I want to get your thoughts on those things. But the topic that has overtaken the show and overtaken the day is what's happening in Ferguson. And one of the things that concerns me, and it has concerned a lot of our listeners and viewers, is that when you have a prosecuting attorney who works hand in glove with the police, and in fact, his job, the success of his job depends on a good working relationship with the police. And when you have a grand jury that's been impaneled since May, as this one was in Ferguson, and has every day been working with the police, and they get to know each other and they work together, and there's an inherent just kind of human nature bias in there against going against one of your own, so. How do we hold police departments accountable or individual police officers when they may have committed a crime or may not have? How do we determine that in a way that everybody will trust? Everybody will say, no, this is not a rigged system. This actually works. What are your thoughts on this? You were the governor of Minnesota. I mean, you certainly...
Well, I was also a mayor, too, of the sixth largest city in Minnesota, Brooklyn Park.
Okay, so
I actually have 8 years' experience, 4 as a mayor, 4 as a governor. I'll state this. I believe they should have, not even knowing the evidence, just the situation and what it's turned into. He said, she said. We're all getting different accounts of what happened. Nobody really knows what the truth is. I would have think they should have indicted for at least manslaughter to have a trial, because nothing's official until you go to court in a trial with a prosecutor and a defense lawyer.
That's what I've been saying for 2 hours here.
And so they could have avoided all of this problem now simply allowing the system to go. Have a trial.
Yeah.
If the guy's innocent, look, I just went through it, Tom, with this horrible thing with this Chris Kyle, the Navy SEAL, that wrote this fabricated chapter about me in a book. And I went to trial over it because I knew it didn't happen, and I prevailed.
Yeah.
Because I used the system. Why didn't they allow the system to work here? Now we're going to have suspicion all the way.
Yeah. And
because you'll never get above it. Why not have a trial? That's why we have the system. Then things will be entered into court. Nothing is official till they're put into a courtroom.
Right. I'm with you. You were a professional athlete at one point in time. What does a high creatinine level mean? Is that of consequence?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
It could be those drinks,
Yeah.
They got these power drinks out there now that I certainly wouldn't drink them. And I think too many young people are drinking them. They're all hopped up with stuff to these energy drinks. And I'm only speculating, but I would assume those energy drinks are probably high in that creatine.
Yeah, and the low end of what you normally would find in somebody's blood is a count of 20, and Officer Wilson was 331.2. So,
well, the thing is that with a drink like that, it's going to get right into your system. And, you know, if it's an energy drink, I assume you'll get a big flush of energy.
Yeah, which might not be the very best thing, given the circumstances. But who knows? I mean, this is all speculation.
I couldn't honestly answer it for you, Tom.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for taking a shot at it, though. I'm curious your thoughts on the 2016 elections. Chuck Schumer here in Washington, D.C. this morning gave what I thought was a startling and consequential speech in which he basically said, in fact, he did. He said, from 1932 until 1980, Americans trusted government and knew that government could build the middle class. And starting in 1980, with the Reagan Revolution, in quotes, Americans lost their faith in our government or even discarded faith in government. And that if the Democratic Party wants to start winning again, or anybody, they need to embrace populism and they need to embrace the idea that government can be made to work for the average working person and not just for the banksters. What do you think?
They're setting the table for me if I want to run in 2016.
I think so.
They're opening the door. Because what was the voter turnout? 36%?
Yeah, in most of the country. Yeah, I mean, it was as high as 60%.
Nationwide was 36%.
Yeah.
That means they've alienated the majority. 64% now are choosing not to vote for Democrats or Republicans because they're so disgusted with it. They're waiting for me out there to embrace me, and guaranteed I'll steal some of their 36 because I did it in Minnesota. Yeah. I had less of a pot in Minnesota. Minnesota always leads the nation in voter turnout. In off elections, we actually get a pathetic 50%.
Oh, gee.
You know, it's still pathetic, but we lead the nation.
Yeah.
So I only had a pot of 50%. They're giving me a pot of 64 here. And if you allow me in the debates and give me ballot access in all 50 states, I'll tell you what I'd run on right now, Tom.
Okay.
And you're pretty savvy, and this would be the issue. Tell me if you think this would work today. I would run and give the people of America the opportunity to make history with me and elect the first president who doesn't belong to a political party since the father of our country, George Washington. I believe I could win on that alone, indulging these 64% to say, come on out and watch your vote count when you elect me.
Very interesting. You know, it's you look at what Ross Perot did in '92. And John Anderson got, a respectable bump prior to that. But in particular, Ross Perot is running not just as I'm not them, but also, Ross Perot was running against so-called free trade and NAFTA, CAFTA, SHAFTA, all those things.
Right. Well, but I think that issue alone right now with the sentiment in this country, I think people would jump at the chance to not elect a Democrat or Republican.
Yeah. Yeah.
George Washington, imagine that, Tom. He is the only president we've had.
Yeah, and arguably he was a Federalist, ultimately. But, yeah, you're right. We have just 30 seconds left, Governor. Your thoughts on legalizing pot?
Well, it's an industry waiting to create jobs. I'll give you the quick example. I know two people who suffered seizure disorders. Medical put them on 4 different medicines. None of them worked. They went to Colorado. They're on medicinal marijuana now, and they're not having seizures.
Wow.
And what more do you need there?
There you
go. Not
go.
only that, it's industry, it's jobs, it's food. Do you know that marijuana makes the best biodiesel fuel on the planet?
Yeah, hemp. In fact,
why aren't we exploiting this? And for all the religious people out there, remember, God made it.
There you go. Governor Jesse Ventura, Aura.tv. Thank you, Governor.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.